Hello everybody and welcome back to the Train Brothers Railway. Today we are going to play follow the leader or chase or whatever you want to call it, but we're going to run two trains on one line. So currently we have the inner loop here, and then but it also joins out to this outer one which goes over to this side of the layout where it joins up to another loop, and we have that train sitting there and it joins over there. So that guy is going around that way. We're gonna fire this one up first. This is left over. We gotta get these pumpkins over to that yard there. So we're gonna turn on our RailPro controller, select it, select our locomotives, and we are running the road number 3103, and it's a GP 38-2. So we're gonna check 03. And nope, the train's not on. So I'll have to go in here. And there's the battery lead and the motor lead right here. We still have to get another switch for this. And once I plug these in, it'll turn on. So just give me a minute. Okay, plugged in, ready to go. Put that together, put the fan back on like that. And we're going to try this again. We're going to hit exit. Find the locomotive. 03. There we go. Now we're going to fire it up. And before we go, we're going to give her a toot of the horn. We're in the forward. So off we go. Alrighty, so that guy's running forward now. We're going to come over here, and rather quickly before this guy gets over to this switch, we're going to flick this switch open so that it'll go down the outer line and take the long way around. And once we see this train clear this switch, make sure it won't derail or anything like that. Alright, we're good there. Then we gotta walk all the way over here. And that switch is already open, which is good. But then we gotta come over here and switch it that way so that this outer line will come for these guys. And this guy we're gonna speed up just a little bit. And they're nicely spaced out because one's there, so they're right across the layout. This guy's running faster, but that's okay because we're trying to get to the yard to offload these pumpkins over here at the siding. So right now though, we're gonna come over here, flip that switch. This guy is in the right direction, so he comes into this line here. We're going to offload these pumpkins, then we're going to run two on the same line. Technically they're running on the same line right now, but this one won't have as much weight in it once we get rid of these pumpkins. Coming into the yard. Got the old stands running in the background. That one's on track power. Really great there is good. Kill the bell. And to make sure we don't have any more any crashes, come over here, flip that switch there, so that we know we're safe in this inner loop now. Let's quickly take off these pumpkins and then we'll get back on the rails. So I was just finishing offloading the last of the gourds of the pumpkins. And as you can see, we have the GP 3061 road number coming by on that outer loop. And we're safely tucked in the inner loop because we flicked that switch. So we're gonna get going because we gotta time this right. Because this guy only has half the layout to go around before we need to clear that switch. So we're parting ways here. We're taking the inner loop, or part of the inner loop. We gotta get over here, throw this switch, let this guy come in, because the other one's going down there. So this one's gonna go into the tunnel. Then they'll be on the same line. Flick that back the way it is so that they come on the outer loop. And now there's two trains running on the outer loop. One over there, and the second one over on this corner. I think that's spaced out pretty well, because right now it's over there, on the opposite one's over there. So they're opposite sides of the layout, which means that they shouldn't run into each other. But I think we gotta slow this guy down just a little bit. See, I'm slowing it down right there. You can see 25-ish% load on the motor, so that they match speeds, because we don't want this one to be too fast or too slow compared to the other one. Right now I'm just looking at the other one over there, just trying to match the speed, and I think that's not bad right there, because right now they're on opposite sides of the layout. Of course, the different cars and the different weights of the cars make a difference on the speed, but I think they're in pretty good shape. Let's go check this one out over here. Alright, here I am on the back side of the layout. This guy's there and that guy's right there, so they're pretty much opposite of each other. There you go, there's a better view. Still opposite of each other. Should be no issues. They could run like this for maybe an hour or two before one catches each other. I think this one here that's closest to us is the faster one. So that one would probably catch the other one quicker, but pretty good so far. And this is kind of the advantage with now having battery power, is if that train's motor blocks had more resistance than this one over here, if you were to have both of them on track power, one might go faster than the other, and it would take a shorter time for them to meet. So that's why it's kind of nice to have the battery powered ones, and you can run more on different lines. There it is, just coming around the corner now. Well, it's been about 45 minutes, and here it is. That's how close they're getting. And I'm gonna have to slow that down a lot. There we go. It was about 45 minutes for them to get about this close. I'm just gonna back this one off. It was the 3103 that was set a little higher, but it did take about 45 minutes to get them running, or get them close. We're gonna slow this guy down. Let that guy get a little distance on this one. And then we'll start picking this one back up with speed. You can hear the diesel spool up, because with the RailPro, it's got load sense in it, so if there's a heavy load, you'll hear the engine pull a lot harder when you go to accelerate. This is about 7 cars with the caboose, and there isn't any weight in them. They're just all empty. But let's see how we're doing for speed. This one's still running a little slower because I'm waiting for that one to catch up just a little bit more. In the meantime, we've been working on winterizing the pond, which that video will come out later. I think we want to slow this one up just a little bit more because it's not quite on the other side of the layout yet. We'll go over here and keep an eye on this guy. They have been running all day, so we expect the batteries to be getting low for sure. Still coming. Alright, I'd say that's close enough. That one's just about rounding that corner, and then on the opposite corner over there, you got that one. So we'll come over here, get this one up to speed. I think right about there. About 25%. Seems like a good speed. And then we'll go onto our remote, exit page, locomotives, check the speed of the other one, if it'll reach. Go a little bit closer. Locomotives. 3, there we go. This one's at 32, I think the other one was somewhere in the 30s. .26. That's not bad though, they look about the same speed. This one's a newer engine. It's got more weight behind it. A lot more cars. But they're crossing at the opposite lines, so they should be good. But I think to complicate it a little bit more, we should bring the switcher in. So, we're going to go to our RailPro remote, choose the switcher, and we're going to fire up the engine. It's an old girl, it takes a while to start. Horn works, bell works. Let's go, we'll build this train first. We'll pick up that CP caboose, attach it onto these cars, and we'll throw that in the mix as well. Flip the switch, forward. Come over here, grab the caboose. It's a busy day at the yard. We got the stands and we got the switcher. We got this guy running through. It's a busy yard today. Flip this switch while this guy's running. Oops. Forgot to flick a switch. There we go. That. I paused the video just to see if these guys would hook up, but these ones actually hooked up. This is one of the KD ones, and they have a spring, so usually every single time they hook up. These Aristocrat ones, they have a spring in there that closes it, and sometimes it doesn't latch right away, but the KDs are nice because they latch up right away. So let's back out of here. And then we're going to do a simple runaround. So we're going to come back on this one and then go forward to hook onto the right side and get the switcher going in the right direction. But first we'll have to make some room. So we'll have to flip that guy. And we'll have to bring it forward a bit. Oops. See, it doesn't always work out. Reverse. Didn't go far enough. There we go. Forward. There we go. It's kind of a risky switch. That's why it's in the yard. That should be good right there. And we'll uncouple these, throw that in reverse, and we'll do our run around here. Back this guy up. Well, we've had a strange turn of events. While we were putting in the switcher over here, I was just talking about the battery getting low and that one slowed. This train stopped, and the one over there made contact at the back end, but that means that we gotta get these freight cars off of here. But I think that's for our next video. So we're gonna plug this one in and charge it. Until next time, guys, take care, take it easy, and keep it on the rails. And I figured why not show this, because you guys might be curious on how we charge it. That's that battery port that I plugged in earlier, and there's the charger there. And when that light turns green, we're ready to go and we'll play on the rails again. But that's how it charges there.